Hey guys, this is Alex Divison, and this is the last video in a series of videos detailing the creation and implementation of user story number 2416 of the BreazeHome application, viewing competition for a property. Now, if you have any questions regarding anything discussed in this video, please feel free to contact me. I'll be displaying my contact info at the end of the video. And if you have any questions about BreazeHome as a whole, please feel free to contact Professor Masood Sajadi, who is acting as both the mentor and product owner for the BreazeHome application. I'll also be displaying his contact info at the end of the video. Now, throughout the series, we've been discussing how to create the user story, how to make the requirements elicitation, the requirements analysis. We've been going over system design and object design, as well as implementation and testing for this specific feature. With all that done, in this video we'll be going over the final tasks that are required before the user story is complete. We'll be going over how to receive verification from the product owner that your user story is ready for integration into the actual application, and also how to create the documentation for your user story. So with the completion of the user story, we're going to fill out the feature document for the user story number 2416. Now, this document can be found under the BreazeHome documentation. If you go to the Google Drive, all you have to do is select the appropriate sprint which you have completed the user story in, and fill out the feature document. The normal feature document is empty and will require you to fill in the required info. But for user story number 2416, the info has already been fully completed here. You just need to put the title, your name, the team members, name of the project, the owner, mentor, and instructor, followed by the acceptance criteria, description of the user story, and the various use cases that you created for this user story, as you can see here. Once you've filled out all this information, you will then bring in your use case diagram, which I created in StarUML, if you remember from previous videos, as well as the sequence diagram, which was also created in StarUML from a previous video, and the class diagram for this user story. Once that's been done, you'll post a copy of the unit tests that were run for this feature. You can see the unit tests right here with the appropriate data, and once you do that, you're also going to want to take a short picture or video detailing the actual integration tests that you ran for this feature. So as you can see here, once you've done that, you're also going to want to take some type of visual confirmation or some type of video that shows the actual feature in action. So over here you can actually see the user story feature number 2416 in action over here. We're actually displaying the total views for property as well as the total and weekly views for a specific property. So once you've actually filled out your feature document, before you can actually begin deployment and merging your work into the actual current application, you're going to need to receive approval from the product owner and Professor Sajadi. So to do this, you'll either wait until the end of the sprint where you can present your user story as a whole and receive his approval, or you can also create a video tutorial of your whole entire user story and feature and send it to Professor Sajadi and for his approval. Once you have that approval, you can then go and actually create a pull request to actually have your feature merged into the application. So once we've received approval for user story number 2416, we can then move on and create a pull request for it. And to do this, we'll go to the get.breazehome website, and for the repositories that we used for this specific user story, we'll go to each individual repository and actually issue a pull request by going to pull requests and filling out a pull request. Now, if you want to see the full and entire process of how to create and send a pull request, you can see this on the Git tutorials that I've created in another series of videos, which can also be found on the BreazeHome wiki homepage. Now, once a pull request has been made for both the Breeze API and the desktop API, as you can see here, all that's left is to wait for the pull request to be approved and for your feature to be merged into the application. And that concludes our video and tutorial series. Throughout the whole entire series, we went over how to create this user story, how to manage it on the Mingle website, as well as how to create the requirements elicitation and analysis. Furthermore, we went over system design and object design and how to create the various UML diagrams to help facilitate the implementation process. We then went on to actually implementing and testing this feature before finally creating a feature document and obtaining approval before deploying this feature for production. Alright, so if there are any questions at all about this video or series of videos, please feel free to contact me at my email listed right here. And you can also reach me through my LinkedIn account over here. Now, if you have any questions about the BreazeHome project as a whole, feel free to contact Professor Sajati at his email, which is listed right over here as well.